Hey guys, it's Aaliyah with Open Doors, Open Hearts blog, and today I'm so excited to share with you 7 thrifty tips for beautiful Thanksgiving decor in your dining room. So the first thing that I will say for my Thanksgiving decor is that it's going to look very similar to my fall decor. That is one of the #1 ways that I save money with my Thanksgiving decor, is by making my Thanksgiving decor simply fall decor. So it looks very much like what I did in the entryway, what I did in the kitchen. This is what my dining room will look like. I'm not going to buy any of the extra stuff, any of the party stuff. It's just going to be simple fall decor that I'm going to use for Thanksgiving. So let's jump right in. Tip #1 is to simplify. I feel like this is something that I always need to remind myself. Almost always, I will decorate the entire space, whatever it is I'm decorating at the time, in this case, the dining room. And then after I'm done, I step back and I look at the whole thing and I take it all in. And almost always, I'll decide that I need to remove 1 or 2 things, and then it finally feels just right. But the truth of the matter is, for me, a more simple, casual, laid-back decor allows me to rest a little bit more than when I feel like I have so much going on as far as the decor is concerned. It is a little overwhelming to me. So that is my #1 reason for why I like to keep it simple. That, and the less I have, the less that my girls can mess it up. So tip #2, I shared last week. I went to Hobby Lobby to go get some ribbon for the fall wreath that I just made. And the lady at the fabric counter told me that she uses muslin fabric and she coffee dyes it or she Kool-Aid dyes it. So for the wreath, I did not dye the muslin fabric. I cut it into strips and just hung it up. But for the dining room, I decided to try to coffee dye it a little bit and see what happened. And honestly, I kind of like it. It's really subtle. It's not this really deep dark brown, although I'm sure I could make it darker if I made the coffee stronger. At any rate, I am really liking this, and I cannot wait to use this ribbon for Christmas and see how I can dye it for Christmas to fit with my Christmas themes. So my next tip is, instead of going out and buying all brand new fall things, whether they're faux or real, is to try to forage for as much as you can and dry as much as you can. I mentioned last week in my wreath video that I was a little late for getting some of the dried things that I wanted to do. So I was only really able to forage for leaves, but even that, foraging for leaves is a whole lot cheaper than buying all of it. So tip #4 is to use real pumpkins. I love decorating with real pumpkins. One, I usually go get them from the farm down the street. I love supporting her and her husband. They are so sweet. And so I just love going there and getting them. And she is really good at letting me know which pumpkins are best for eating. That is one of the big reasons that I like to use real pumpkins. The other reason that I like to use real pumpkins is because I find them to be cheaper, and it feels more reasonable to go spend $5 on this huge pumpkin that's gonna make me so much pumpkin puree for pumpkin pie and pumpkin roll, versus going and spending $30 on this teeny tiny pumpkin that will do nothing but decorate my home. So those are the 2 reasons that I like to use real pumpkins when I decorate for fall and Thanksgiving. I will also say that I have never come across a fake pumpkin that looks as real as a real pumpkin. So to add to that tip, I also like to decorate for fall with seasonal produce. So right now I have a bowl of pears. We had a friend drop off 2 bags of pears, and I turned 1 bag into pear sauce, and I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the other bag. But so anyhow, so we have seasonal decor in the pears. If you're not into pears, there's eggplant, there's butternut squash, spaghetti squash, figs, there are plums, there's so many fall produce items right now. So you'll not only save money because you'll be buying items that are in season, but also you're gonna go buy food and eat it anyway. So why not buy food that fits for the season to decorate your home? Okay, so I can't decide if this is my favorite tip or the next tip is my favorite tip, but I'm gonna say this is my favorite, and then I'll probably tell you again that the last tip is my favorite tip. But mixing and matching dishes. So last year we hosted Thanksgiving at our house, and we were running up and down the stairs going back to the basement where we have stored all of our hand-me-down dishes that we've received from the different great-grandparents in our lives. And as we were doing that, my oldest was like, Mom, why are we doing this? It's so much work. Because, you know, you bring them all up, you wash everything, you dry it all off and get it ready for everybody to come and enjoy Thanksgiving. And so I told her, I said, this is a special way for us to honor and be reminded of the people who came before us, the people who mean so much to us who aren't here anymore. So for instance, we have plates from my husband's great-grandmother. We have a dish that my great-grandmother used to always do green bean casserole in. Actually, the year that she passed is when I started being responsible for green bean casserole, so that one's kind of special to me. But anyhow, so it's just a really cool way to be able to have enough dishes for everybody for the celebration, and it looks so good not having everything perfectly matched. So that is one of my favorite things. I do it all year long. It doesn't matter whether it's Thanksgiving or whether it's just us, you know, my small immediate family. If you don't have hand-me-down dishes, the other thing that I have done is go to the thrift store and buy some mix and match dishes on purpose. So we have broken many of plates and many of bowls in our 10 years of being married. And so instead of just completely going out and buying a whole new set, I'll just run to the thrift store, spend $1 on a plate, maybe $2 on a big plate, and have a replacement for the one that was broken. I feel like this is a way to have that mix and match vibe, and it saves so much money. Okay, so this is the last tip, and just because I said I was going to, my favorite tip, candles. I love candles, and I feel like, at least at my house, when I put candles on the table, the girls they just get so excited about it. And my oldest actually said to me the other day that she wanted to do candles on the table for dinner because Daddy was gonna be home for dinner. We usually eat dinner a little bit before he gets home just because her daughter that we adopted, we need to keep her kind of on a schedule. So we do dinner just ever so slightly before Daddy gets home these days. And so Daddy was gonna come home early and we were gonna have dinner with Daddy, and she was so excited because we haven't had dinner with Daddy on a weekday in a while, that she specifically was like, Mom, we need to pull out candles so that Daddy knows how special this is. And so to me, that is one of the big reasons why candles at the table are so wonderful for decor, because in our family, the candles show that it's a special occasion. So for the thrifty side of candles, I'm looking at what I have here right now on the table, and all of the candles that I have, I've either picked up at a garage sale or they were given to me from my sister-in-law after she got married. She used a lot of votives for her wedding, and so when she was all done, she handed out little boxes of like 12 votives to different people who wanted them. So I grabbed a box, and then the candlesticks, I only spent, I think, $1 a piece. It was a while ago when I bought these ones, but usually I generally only spend maybe $1.50 at a garage sale for some brass candlesticks. So that's it. Those are my thrifty Thanksgiving decor tips. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, I hope that you hit the subscribe button down below. I'll see you next time.